Hi, Mike.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. I was building some Mandalorian Lego
Nice.
sets. Well, one Lego set, and this
I
is
see
the Mandalorian and the child, aka Baby Yoda, in
affectionately known
minifigure
as.
form, affectionately known as Baby Yoda. Um, but yeah, it's a nice set. I'm about halfway through building it, so look for that video soon on Laughing Place YouTube channel.
Great. So, we got some headlines we're going to talk about. Where did you want to start?
Well, let's continue with The Mandalorian and say that we now know the exact date we'll get the first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. I was very surprised that they put this date out without also putting the trailer out. You know, everybody assumed we'd be getting the trailer around this time because Star Wars Celebration would have happened this past weekend. And, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on. It's very difficult to put out entertainment news or a press release about something as trivial as entertainment in these times because there's always something going on that's more serious. So I feel like no matter when it happens, you're always running the risk of being accused of, distracting from something else or whatever. But they did put out the date yesterday morning, and we haven't gotten the trailer yet, but hopefully that'll come out soon.
No, we did get, as soon as I figure out how to do this, because we're doing it a little different today.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's kind of a new logo too with some new imagery. You got the Mandalorian there with the child, aka Baby Yoda, and he's in the A, and there's a different kind of backdrop there. It's more bluish, and the first season was kind of orange.
Yeah, it's like this is the blue season, like
right, the blue period.
Yeah, the blue period. Yeah, I mean, it's. I guess I don't know. I wanted to get excited about this, but in the end, we knew it was coming in October.
And it's like the last the last Friday in October, because we know they're going to come out on Friday. So this was the last possible date it could have been released in October. So we've still got like 2 months wait, but that's fine.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. And I mean, I don't go on the internet for commentary anymore because it's worthless. But I'm curious to see. It's always hard to do the follow up. Empire Strikes Back is always like, this is like the one, right? Maybe Spider-Man 2 and stuff. And,
right.
I'm excited for it, and I'm hoping it kind of kickstarts the return of content.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that because it was shot before the lockdown, so it's still stuff that's held over from that period. Like when we get the first movie or live action TV show that was shot post lockdown, I think that to me would signify more of a return.
Yeah, no, but I think like by the time they get through these episodes, considering like supposedly, the Marvel stuff's restarting this week, maybe by December when this ends its run, there'll be something, or January. Right. Who knows? I have hope.
You heard the Robert Pattinson news, right? I mean, that did not bode well to me for production continuing on that kind of stuff.
So what's next?
Okay, let's see. I got to bring up the list here. Oh, yeah, so Ashley Eckstein on her... Is it Eckstein or Eckstein?
Her husband is David Eckstein, so I'm going to go with Eckstein.
Okay, so Ashley Eckstein, who's the voice of Ahsoka Tano on Star Wars Rebels, and she's also very active in the Star Wars fan community and launched her universe, the clothing brand. But she revealed that there's 2 color-changing lightsabers coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It'll probably be in Orlando in Walt Disney World first because those parks are open, and then they'll come here to Southern California when those parks open. But yeah, they've got new Ahsoka Tano lightsabers in Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities at Galaxy's Edge. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. You and I talked back in the day about like, this is when Galaxy's Edge opened. Will it still evolve? and it looks like it is. I mean, obviously, like
Yeah.
lightsabers is not the hugest deal in the world, but it's nice that there's something new to look forward to. It's not just the same merchandise every day, not just the same.
Yeah, and that's another thing that is a big part of the disappointment of this year because everything shut down and the theme park industry is taking such a big hit that I do think they had a lot of stuff planned for the evolution of Galaxy's Edge this year. Like we kind of know that they were planning these little holidays. There would have been Black Spire Day on May the 4th, and they had, fall season holiday overlays and then the holiday season later on for Life Day and stuff. But yeah, I think that hopefully eventually when things get back to normal, there will be a continued evolution and additions to Galaxy's Edge as we go forward. And I hope. And there's another piece of news this week actually that lends itself to that, and that's the second edition of the Batuin Spira currency, in-world currency for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and that's available now at Walt Disney World and will be available at Disneyland when that reopens. And I've got the first version of that here, which was gold colored, and there's the new version there. It's kind of hard to tell the coloring. That's Jeremiah's fingers, I think, from Hollywood Studios, but the new one is silver, and it's got a different wallet. This is the little wallet that came with the first one, and that's the new one there in the photo. So I'll have to pick that up when the park reopens here. It's $100 plus, I think, $5.95. So like the original one was pretty much free, and this one is going to cost you like $6. So because it does come with $100 of credit, it's basically a Disney gift card. And this one is the same, but they're charging you another $6 on top of that for the physical item.
Yeah, so I guess they can just go through all the different metal colors, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, what if you don't want to go to a park, but you want some galactic merchandise?
Oh, yeah. So this past Sunday, I got up early and went over to Target, and they started selling these Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost merchandise collection, and it's a bunch of stuff inspired by Galaxy's Edge or repackaged things from Galaxy's Edge. It's nothing that is exactly what's available at Galaxy's Edge. So it's all slightly different variations on stuff or new stuff. This is a repackaging of the DJ Rex Black Series action figure, which was originally in a pack with 3PO, R2-D2, and BB-8. So now you can get him individually, which is great because I didn't want to have to rebuy those other figures to get DJ Rex in the Black Series form. These are ceramic mugs, kind of inspired by Oga's Cantina and the Droid Depot. The one on the left is a Jawa standing on top of an astromech droid, and then the Industrial Automaton is the in-universe company that makes the astromech droids, and that is something that you would kind of see in Droid Depot. And then these are just kids' Halloween masks of First Order Stormtrooper and a Mandalorian, but it does have the Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost branding on the packaging there. And these are just little droid action figures that came in these little boxes that were neat. I didn't get any of those, but they're cool looking.
Yeah, we talked about this someplace else, but I went to my Target and they forgot that it was the 30th, so there was nothing out. So It was less than ideal, but
yeah. And I heard, I was surfing around Twitter because we did go to 2 different Targets that morning because there were 2 things that I wanted: the DJ Rex figure and the Lego set, which was coming out that day. And they didn't have the Lego set at my first Target here in Burbank. So we drove over to North Hollywood and got the Lego set, the Resistance ITS transport, which it turns out they sell down at Disneyland as well. I saw it yesterday down there, and Jeremiah saw it in Disney Springs, Walt Disney World. But on my way over, my wife drove, and I was like surfing through Twitter, seeing what people were saying about their experiences going to check out this Target stuff. And a lot of people were saying they had the same experience you did, where they just had forgotten to put it out, or they didn't get the shipments in, or, stuff just wasn't there. we didn't see the giant Millennium Falcon play set. And the bummer of my experience was that there were people behind us in line that like took a shortcut through Target and like ran over to the display and grabbed up all those little plushes. I guess those are the most desirable items from this collection. And I didn't even get to see those really. I wasn't going to buy any, but I wanted to take photos of them. But it was sad to miss out on those because I saw people had put them all in their baskets and carts already. But I think it's a cool collection of stuff, and I might go and see what else, if they keep getting it back in stock, I might go back and check out some of the rest of it. I don't know how much of it I'll buy, but I think it's a neat idea, and it's a good way to be able to kind of shop Galaxy's Edge stuff without the parks being open here.
Yeah, I think it kind of worked out in that, since Disney World is the only one that's open, you still get to have a chance of having. So I'm not saying going to Target, it's like going to Galaxy's Edge, but
right,
a little some theme park merchandise. For a while, Disney stores and Targets and the JCPenney's of the world would have Disney merchandise, but very rarely was it tied to anything to do with the parks.
Yeah, I was thinking yesterday because I went to Downtown Disney yesterday, and I was thinking back to last summer when Galaxy's Edge opened, and in World of Disney at Downtown Disney, they had a giant display where you could get a bunch of the Galaxy's Edge tie-in merchandise, not necessarily the in-universe stuff, but stuff that said Galaxy's Edge on it. Mm-hmm. But that stuff is all gone. It's not in World of Disney anymore. They just got rid of that display entirely. So now you can't even buy Star Wars Galaxy's Edge merchandise at all, really, at Disneyland, with the park being closed. It's very strange. The Star Wars weird section at World of Disney is mostly this guy.
Yeah, well, he is very popular.
Yeah. What else we got?
So what other merchandise? I guess there's some stuff coming out of Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, yeah. So this is stuff that StarWars.com revealed late last week. It would have been available at Star Wars Celebration as licensee exclusives. And I guess now it's available online if you want to pick it up since the convention didn't happen, obviously. These are like little Fitbits. I don't think they're actually Fitbit brand, but they are that sort of a fitness wristwatch kind of thing. This is a different Millennium Falcon watch. That's pretty cool. And then there was a lot of different artwork. This is some Mandalorian art. I'm not sure the companies that are putting this out. A TIE Fighter. This is a sideshow TIE Fighter pilot.
And a mouse droid.
And a mouse droid, yeah. Another watch. This is kind of cool because it's like tracking the location of the Death Star. I like that idea. Oh, and this is a big bust of the First Order Stormtrooper. I think that's also a sideshow collectibles. Yeah. More art for the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, the Battle of Hoth.
And I think this is the last one.
Yeah, another piece of artwork showing the duel from the end of Return of the Jedi between Darth Vader and his son.
To celebrate Empire Strikes Back's 40th anniversary.
Right.
And then...
Oh, yeah, and then speaking of Star Wars Celebration, because it didn't happen this past weekend, there were some enterprising fans that put together a fan-run virtual convention called Force Fest. And
before you go, can you call Star Wars fans enterprising? Seems a little...
I know. Millennium Falconing fans. So I got to be a part of this as my podcast, Who's the Boss? We had a panel with this guy, Details, who's a creature performer in a bunch of the Disney era Star Wars movies. So he had a lot of good stories. We went for an hour, but I feel like he could have talked for 2 hours telling all his stories. I had to cut him off and say we ran out of time, unfortunately, because he had so much to say. I had other segments planned and questions for him, but I just let him go, and he had so much to say about all of his experiences, which was really, really cool. And he seemed like a great guy. So maybe I'll have him back on the show to fill in the gap of what else he wanted to say about that stuff. But yeah, Force Fest was really cool. This was a tribute to Grant Imahara. that they did, which he was an Industrial Light and Magic visual effects artist, working with Adam Savage there. You know him from Mythbusters, and those are two other visual effects artists there on the top right and bottom left, and that was the moderator there on the top left. And they just paid tribute to Grant Imahara, who passed away this year. And they talked for like an hour and 15 minutes. Actually, they let them go over for this because it was the most high profile thing, I think, because Adam Savage took part in it, and it was really touching. And the 501st Legion paid tribute to Grant Imahara as well, because he was an honorary member. And just really cool to hear from some of the fans and people who worked with him about how much he meant to the Star Wars community. And he was a huge fan himself, in addition to having worked on the Star Wars prequels. He was the R2-D2 droid controller. You know, he operated the remote for R2-D2 basically. And then he actually, what I learned from this panel was that Grant Imahara played C-3PO in the costume whenever Anthony Daniels wasn't available during the prequel. So that was really interesting. Like, I guess he was the right size to be inside the C-3PO costume. And then this is just the closing ceremony from Force Fest, and they raised over $3,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Greater Los Angeles, which is great. Terrific cause. And there were just a tremendous amount of people involved, and a whole bunch of panels and presentations over the weekend, a good variety of topics and a good, diversity of contributors. And I just thought I was really impressed with how it came together and how much work they put into it. So congratulations to everybody involved with Force Fest.
With that, it seems like, I don't know, like, it's bittersweet, right? With Star Wars Celebration if that happened, we would be talking all about everything that came out of that.
Yeah.
But we just got the Thrawn book that came out this week, right?
Yeah, so you can read the review of Star Wars Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising, which is the first book of the new Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn. I wrote a review for laughingplace.com. And actually, this next episode of Who's the Boss, my Star Wars podcast, will be all about Thrawn, although it may not include Timothy Zahn as a guest, unfortunately. But we will have a nice long discussion about the book and Thrawn as a character, because I've always been fascinated that character and those original Thrawn books that came out in the early 90s by Timothy Zahn. Those were really what got me into Star Wars in the first place. I was like 11, 12, 13 years old when they came out. So those were like my formative Star Wars stories.
The next week, the comic is the main title, Star Wars number 6.
Yep.
And you won't believe this, but Luke has to face the dark side.
It's like Gilligan. It's like they keep trying to get off the island, and Gilligan messes it up every week.
But it does have some cool variant covers, if I may.
Sure. I don't think I've seen the variant covers for this one.
They let me see if I can get that to pop up.
Yeah, there's 4 ongoing Star Wars titles right now. The main one, Dr. Aphra, Darth Vader, and Bounty Hunters, and they're all pretty good. I like them all.
Okay, they're going to be super small, but
okay.
So this is.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's the main cover with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
so this must be the issue where he finally gets that yellow lightsaber that made the news like a few months ago.
And this is the Leia Han.
Yeah. I always find it confusing when they do these variant covers that have nothing to do with the comic. Like, this is a scene from The Empire Strikes Back, and I get that it's the 40th anniversary, they're paying tribute and stuff, but that's not going to be representative of what you're going to find inside the comic. So I always found that odd. There's another one like that.
The Luke action figure variant.
Yeah.
So And then I guess that's about it. We expect more Mandalorian news in the coming days and weeks as we get to October 30th.
Yeah, as soon as that trailer hits, I'm sure I'll do like a shot by shot breakdown of that, and we'll have a lot to talk about after that. Whatever reveals come out of, I don't know. Is there going to be a trailer? Maybe there's just no trailer. Maybe that's their.
I feel like there's going to be a trailer.
Okay. Okay, we'll see.
It's interesting because Disney tends to like to do trailers with sporting events because people watch them live, and so we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs, which were paused, and then
yes,
and then so that might have put a wrench in their planning, and then Monday Night Football starts again in about 2 weeks, so I would be not surprised to see one of those become a vehicle for not just Mandalorian, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Black Widow again,
right,
or anything else we're expecting. So
cool.
Well, thanks,
so I sent you pictures of the Lego sets. I just wanted to talk about the besides the Razor Crest, the Mandalorian.
I completely forgot about this one.
Yeah, so in addition to that, there were a bunch of new Lego sets that came out. The three that I was most interested in were the Razor Crest, the ITS shuttle, which I already put together, and then this AT-AT for the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. I never had a Lego AT-AT, although there have been a few different versions that have come out over the years. But I think people are saying this is the best version that has come out. So I picked it up yesterday at Downtown Disney. I used my annual pass discount to grab this Lego AT-AT. It has a good collection of minifigures there. General Veers, I think that's the first General Veers minifigure that has come out. So that's a pretty cool one. And then there was a big Emperor's Throne Room, I think was one of the new ones as well, for Return of the Jedi. But yeah, it's a good time to be a Star Wars Lego fan. And there's just a leak that came out that we probably can't talk about yet, but it got me pretty excited for the future of Star Wars Lego stuff. Did I lose you? I might have lost them. So that might be the end of our Star Wars headlines for September 3rd. Thanks so much for watching. This is Mike from laughingplace.com, and we'll see you real soon. Oh, there he is.
Did you want to show the other set? I can show the other set. I have that queued up.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Oh, that's not it. Oh, there we go.
Cool.
This is the Razor Crest, and then you had the AT-AT.
Yep. Yeah, I'm building the Razor Crest right now, so I'm going to go back and finish that, and then probably tomorrow morning we'll premiere the video.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out.
Okay.
But
cool. Look for that soon,
Mike, and we'll see you later.
Bye.